This is Top Accurate Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Russia carried out drone, missile and airstrikes on Kiev and other Ukrainian cities through the night, escalating attacks in the run-up to its cherished Victory Day holiday that celebrates the defeat of Nazi Germany. Ukraine said its air defenses destroyed all 35 Iranian-made Shahed drones Russia had launched. Kiev's mayor said at least 5 people were wounded in the capital amid damage to a few depots, cars, buildings and infrastructure. A food warehouse was set ablaze by a missile in the Black Sea city of Odessa, where officials reported 3 people wounded. It was one of the biggest volleys of missiles and drones yet in a renewed Russian air campaign unleashed 10 days ago after a lull since early March. Kiev said Moscow was also making a final push to try to capture the ruined eastern city of Bakhmut to deliver President Vladimir Putin what would be his only prize for a costly Russian winter offensive in time for the holiday. The military said 16 rockets had hit the Kharkiv, Kherson, Mykolaiv and Odessa regions in the last 24 hours, in addition to 61 strikes and 52 rocket salvos on Ukrainian positions and populated areas. Moscow is preparing for Tuesday's Victory Day parade, the most important day in the calendar for Russia under Putin, who uses the 1945 Soviet triumph over Nazi Germany to justify his invasion of Ukraine. Pakistan and Afghanistan's Taliban government have agreed to boost trade and lower tensions along their border amid a surge in attacks on Pakistani security forces, officials said. Pakistani Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and Afghanistan's Taliban-appointed Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi struck the deal on Sunday in Islamabad, according to Pakistan's Foreign Ministry. The agreement is designed to improve bilateral trade, combat terrorism, and boost bilateral ties. According to a Pakistani Foreign Ministry statement, Bhutto Zardari and Muttaqi on Sunday held a candid and in-depth exchange on key issues of mutual concern, including peace and security, as well as trade and connectivity. The two sides reaffirmed their desire to pursue continuous and practical engagement, it said. According to the Afghan embassy, Muttaqi and his delegation met Bhutto Zardari and other officials. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, Afghan-Pak political, economic and transit relations, as well as challenges of Afghan refugees in Pakistan have been discussed, it said on Twitter. Early on Monday, Pakistan's military said Muttaqi also met General Asim Munir, the army chief, to discuss issues of mutual interest, including aspects related to regional security, border management, and formalization of bilateral security mechanisms for improvement in the current security environment. Chilean right-wing parties have won a majority of votes to elect advisors to draft a new constitution, marking a sharp shift from a progressive majority that drafted a failed first constitutional rewrite. With 95.13% of ballots tallied, Chile's Republican Party, led by former conservative firebrand presidential candidate Jose Antonio Cast, secured nearly 35% in Sunday's vote. A separate coalition of traditional right-wing parties gained more than 20% of the vote, while President Gabriel Boric's left-wing coalition garnered about 29%. Centrist parties took the remainder of the vote. The final result will determine the exact makeup of a 50-seat constitutional council that will be in charge of drafting a new constitution. Articles will need a 3/5 majority to be approved. This is the latest step in a year-long effort to overhaul the country's dictatorship-era text, after nearly 80% of Chileans voted to draft a new constitution in 2020 following violent protests against inequality. The constitutional advisors elected on Sunday will start drawing up a new constitution in June based on a draft compiled by 24 constitutional experts appointed by the National Congress in March. Voters will then approve or reject the new proposal in December. An experimental Chinese spacecraft returned to Earth on Monday after staying in orbit for 276 days, China's state media reported, completing a landmark mission to test the country's reusable space technologies. The uncrewed spacecraft returned to the Jiuquan Launch Center in northwest China on Monday as scheduled, according to state media. No details were given on what the spacecraft was, what technologies were tested, how high it flew, and where its orbit had taken it since its launch in early August 2022. Images of the craft have also yet to be released to the public. The test marks an important breakthrough in China's research into reusable spacecraft technology that will provide a more convenient and inexpensive way to mount future space missions, state media reported. In 2021, what may have been a similar spacecraft flew to the edge of space and returned to Earth on the same day in a mission that was also kept largely under wraps. It landed on Earth horizontally, according to China's main space contractor at the time. Commentators on Chinese social media have speculated that Beijing has been developing a spacecraft like the US Air Force's X-37B, an autonomous space plane that can remain in orbit for years. The uncrewed and reusable X-37B returned to Earth in November last year in its sixth and latest mission after more than 900 days in orbit. Japanese car maker Toyota Motor Corporation has stopped sales and deliveries of its Yaris Ativ in Thailand, senior officials said on Monday, after its affiliate, Daihatsu, rigged part of the door inside collision safety test. Speaking at a press conference in Bangkok, Toyota CEO for the Asia region, Masahiko Maeda, said the problem may have occurred due to pressure during the development of the Ativ model, adding that the vehicles customers were using were safe. Toyota was working with the Thai government to resume sales. Toyota and Daihatsu disclosed last month they were investigating how part of the door inside collision safety test carried out for some 88,000 small cars had been changed for the purpose of side-on crash safety testing. Daihatsu has said that some 76,000 of those vehicles were Yaris Ativs, mainly bound for Thailand, Mexico and the Gulf Cooperation Council. The Gulf Cooperation Council comprises Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain and Oman. Toyota chairman Akio Toyoda said he had visited the company's gateway plant in Chachua Engsao province for the first time in a decade to assure workers, also saying he had come to the Southeast Asian nation because he loved it. That is the size of top accolade global news update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy New Week!